You gotta watch Bluey critically. Immediately spicy. Wow, it's just as bad.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Eli Haney, and this is Hot Ones and You. It's a show where we rip off a show with hot questions and even hotter sauces. Today we are joined by Dr. J.P. O'Connor, the Associate Professor of New Testament here at Northwest, an alum of NU. He went on to earn his MDiv and PhD from Princeton Theological Seminary. His research has been published widely in many premier academic journals. He currently has one book under his belt, The Moral Life According to Mark, and his second book, The Last Will Be First, Divine Judgment in the Gospel of Mark, is scheduled to be published by Baylor University Press this fall. Dr. O'Connor, welcome to the show.
Eli, I'm so nervous.
Yeah, good. Hey, well, I'll be right here with you. It'll be good. So, maybe tell us a little bit about how you typically do around spice.
I cry like a baby. I think that I'm looking down at these sauces here, and it's probably no coincidence that the graphics are death, dying, bombs,
Yep,
skull and crossbones.
It's
right?
No joke over here. It's the real deal.
If I were to eat at Taco Bell, for example, right, I would do no sauce or very mild.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be fun then.
Yours is gonna be fun or embarrassing.
Yeah,
we'll
or maybe a little bit of both. Okay, so let's start off. The first
here we
sauce, hot sauce buffalo.
Do we cheers?
Yep, we'll just get a little cheers going. Send a prayer.
Yeah, here we go. So this one's like, I don't know the Scoville scale, but I know the Taco Bell scale. So on the Taco Bell scale, what are we working with?
The lowest, what is that? It goes, what is it? Mild, hot.
Yeah, that's like ketchup.
Yeah, exactly. Buffalo sauce. It's good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's a good sauce. All right, you've taught in Minneapolis, studied in Princeton, but you're a Pacific Northwest native. Is there anything that you can point to specifically about the Pacific Northwest that's maybe unique compared to these other places that you've lived?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, the Pacific Northwest is home for me. The most unique thing, I'd say, is the coffee. I mean, it's got a dope coffee scene, right? Within a stone's throw away from Northwest, I can get some pretty nice high-end artisan coffee. As far as the students go, I mean, I've taught in a number of places. The Pacific Northwest personality type is quite different from, say, the East Coast personality type. Yeah. So an example would be, I spent 8 years in New Jersey, which, to my New Jersey friends, I highly recommend. And I came home and I started talking like a Jersey guy.
Right.
And someone commented, "When did you get so mean?"
Yeah, and you're like, wait.
What do you mean? Because when you're in Jersey, you're very curt, to the point. Mm-hmm. Another example would be, I was like 2 weeks in on the East Coast, and I was calling a local car wash to see if they were open, and I started off by saying, "How are you doing?" And they replied, "What do you want?"
Yes, okay, that's good.
So the Pacific Northwest, maybe more like the Midwest in some ways, sort of has those niceties, right? The conversational,
a little
East
more like
Coast.
laid back versus...
A little more laid back. When you go to church in the Pacific Northwest, you dress like this, maybe. On the East Coast, you see a lot more ties
and
things like this. You might wear a bandana.
I've worn bandanas to church. No shame.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we like it here. We love the PNW.
Hey, and we're very glad that you're here. This is called Funky's Hot Sauce.
Oh, okay.
Stellar Fuzz.
Hey,
Here we go.
Here we go. Jesus, take the wheel.
As he does.
All right. What is that? Garlic?
Yeah, it's A garlic habanero sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. That's not that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a little bit more of a spice there, I think.
Yeah, I definitely, like in the Taco Bell scale, we're reaching the upper
Moving up
the upper echelon of the Taco Bell scale.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
These are the sauce packets I rarely touch.
Are you a frequent Taco Bell enjoyer?
You asked that in a way that had a tinge of condescension.
I just,
Yes.
Taco Bell isn't my go-to, I will say.
What's your go-to?
Wendy's.
Oh, Wendy's. Okay.
Mhm.
I have respect for that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
we frequent Taco Bell.
Okay. I've heard that your favorite artist is Kid Cudi. What is it about his music that appeals to you? And maybe what is your favorite album or song?
Oh man, I mean, what a question. Yeah, Kid Cudi is great. I really like good lyrics.
Yeah.
I like meaningful lyrics. At my core, I'm an existentialist, so
Okay.
one of my favorite philosophers, John Paul Sartre, and I like songs that wrestle with the meaning of life and existence, and that's Kid Cudi for me. I mean, bump his classic, Day and Night.
Day and Night. Oh yeah.
That's a headbanger. But yeah, I haven't listened to the latest Taylor Swift album, but I've had multiple students tell me to check it out because it's got some potent lyrics. It's the same reason I like Kendrick Lamar. I just love meaning behind the words.
Depth.
And they have depth and they have nuance and things like that. So
I have a follow-up question with that. So I've heard you have quoted people like Big Sean in the classroom and various other rappers. Do you think that rap gets a little bit of a bad rap within the Christian community?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Is it fair? Or what do you think on that?
Well, first of all, I got to tell you this story about when I was quoting Big Sean, and it was kind of a slap in the face. I can't remember what I was saying or the point I was making, but it ended with a Big Sean lyric, and a student said to me, why are you quoting Big Sean? Isn't he like 1,000,000 years old?
Yeah.
And I'd like everyone to know that Big Sean and I are the same age.
Okay.
I'll be 35 this year.
You're right.
So yeah, as far as hip-hop goes, I would highly recommend Imani Perry, who teaches at Princeton University. She has a book called Prophets of the Hood, where she looks at the complexity, the nuance, and even the scapegoating that's happened with hip-hop music, sort of associated with, for Christians, things that are to be avoided or not so great. It's actually quite the opposite. Word selection is quite varied and complex. Themes often interact with Christian theology, and I mean, if you listen to many mainstream hip hop artists, you're going to hear a Bible verse or two quoted. And what I like to invite students to consider is, how is this like you use the Bible, right? How is this like how Paul quotes scripture, right? Using quotations from the Bible to make a bigger point, or things like that. That's happening in mainstream music, but my favorite example
is in the hip hop scene.
Hip hop. So
yeah.
Stop scapegoating hip hop.
I love it.
Scapegoat country music. Eli, lead me to the cross.
Let's go.
Here we go. Okay. I see you.
I love that one.
I see you right there. That's good. That's probably the best one so far.
Oh yeah, that one's a favorite for sure.
It's like bearable.
And it's delicious.
It's delicious.
A little sweetness to it.
I would purchase that. But I am gonna take a sip of water.
Please, here, I'm right there with you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To not dying.
To not dying. Yet.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm gonna flip a question
Okay.
that you have asked, and I'm gonna flip it back onto you.
Oh no.
What do you say to brilliant graduate students wanting to pursue doctoral degrees given the state of higher education right now?
Oh man, what a So the state of higher education, it is no secret, is struggling due to a number of different factors. College and university experience is just not the same as it used to be. So one of the things I've encountered is you have a brilliant student, let's say they're in one of our online programs. We have the College of Online and Extended Education, and they come to me, they say, Dr. O'Connor, I want to do a PhD. It's tough because there aren't many jobs out there like mine where you're a professor at a university. So I try to ask more questions. Why do you want this degree? What do you hope to do with this degree? Because at the end of the day, if you feel God is calling you to earn this degree, then you can't dispute the call of God. But I think it's also important to reflect on if you want that one job at that one school, maybe you should be a little more flexible, right? Can you use this degree in a church from a pulpit, right? Can you use this degree doing other kinds of research? But I love the study of the Bible, love the study of religion, but the job market is, it's bleak.
And I have a quick follow-up with that. Do you think places like NU are becoming more and more valuable, considering how many other places in higher education are kind of going in different directions because they don't have a solid foundation?
Yeah, I think that NU is valuable as it offers kind of a unique blend of sort of rigorous academic training and sort of a Christian theological base. Part of what I teach at NU is me and my colleague, Dr. Wisemore, Dr. Bentall, Dr. Charette, and others. We teach some of the core classes where students can take Bible and theology and then go on to get a marketing degree or a business degree. So I think that we're uniquely positioned to really help train and equip Christians in the marketplace, and the hope is we'll continue to retain that core identity, which is something you're not going to get maybe at every other university or college.
Let's get on to the next sauce here.
Climbing the ladder down to All right.
Cheers.
Eli. YOLO. Okay. Again, manageable. I think this is the difference between this row and this row.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Is it catching up?
There's a little bit of a kick there at the end.
Yep. They start to build, and once it hits your throat, that's when it...
My throat has never felt that before.
Yeah. Are we beyond the top?
It's not quite someone punching you in the throat, but maybe someone like lightly kicking you in the throat.
Wait, you think kicking is... I guess if it's a light
Well, it's
kick.
like a light kick. Like, not like Bruce Lee, but like,
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, like a toddler kicking.
Okay, that makes like one of your kids maybe, like getting a little cheap shot. Okay. All right. So for this next question, there's a little bit of a build-up. So
okay, here we go. I'm going to take a sip while you build up.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. I heard that there was a time that you and your family got COVID. And to make matters worse, there was a transformer and electrical wires that were hanging a little too close maybe to your house. And then maybe firefighters came and maybe it was a bit of chaos, and I can only imagine. But I heard that a gracious neighbor came over with some pizza. And I heard that was an impactful moment for you.
It was.
And
how did you hear that?
And it may be a seemingly simple act of kindness, but what do you think that story says about the people here at Northwest in this community?
They love pizza.
That's what it says. That's
people here are. It's embarrassing how obsessed they are with pizza. No. So the backstory is we were living on campus in a house that. Richard Snyder now lives in.
Okay, yeah.
And we were having some trouble with the power. We had lost power several times. And on one of those occasions, there was a loud sound. I thought it was a tree falling, presumably on our house.
Yeah.
We had no power, so I walk outside to check it out. And lo and behold, my neighbor, Curtis Lilly, sorry, my tongue hurts.
So good.
My neighbor Curtis Lilly was there with a floodlight, and he said, "Hey, stop! Don't step any further." Turns out, if I had continued walking, I presumably would have stepped on a live wire and been, fried.
Shout out Curtis.
Yeah. So Curtis, Curtis Lilly saved my life, basically.
He's a wonderful man.
He's a great. So the fire department came. They sectioned off where the wire was. It was pouring down rain, so we didn't walk in that area. What was interesting is folks walking their dogs decided it would be cool to lift up the barrier to continue walking. So we sort of had to yell at people.
Yeah.
Live wire, don't walk in this direction. But yeah, I think it was the same occasion, I had COVID and my wife and kids did not.
Oh, okay.
And it was the McQueen family sent us over some pizza, and which was, thank you so much to Kellen and Joe, which was a godsend. But here's the saddest part, is my wife and kids went to go stay in a hotel so they wouldn't get COVID.
Okay, yeah.
And I was in the cold house, right, surrounded by fire department tape and live electrical wires, freezing cold, spending the night there, so that my family wouldn't get COVID, chewing on the crust left over Papa John's.
Well,
do you feel sorry for me?
I do a little bit. I'm empathizing with you right now with the spice. It's like, I think there's a connection there. And I can only imagine that.
This reminds me of the spark of the live electrical wire that almost took my life. I feel like I need Curtis here.
Curtis, hey, stop, don't go on. This is good enough.
Okay.
All right, moving on to the next one. You can go ahead and grab that this time.
What is this? The Merita Bourbon Maple Reaper Hot Sauce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reaper.
It is the color of blood. Hey,
all right.
My last will and testament has been signed.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Well, I left off one of my kids.
We won't say which.
Oh, good.
As long as I'm on there.
Yeah. This one's very sweet. It's like barbecue.
Yeah.
Honestly, initially, I like it. But then,
that's always
here comes
the kick.
the kick.
All right,
I might take a sip of the milk.
You go for it. I'll grab one with you.
Hey, cheers to cows.
Cheers to milk, to cows. It's amazing what milk.
What kind of milk? It's 2%.
I think it's whole milk.
That's whole milk. I was that's what my kids drink.
Yeah, oh yeah. And speaking of kids, this is a good transition. All right, you have 3 kids at home.
Yeah, I think.
And I've seen you reference some conspiracies that come out of some of these kids shows that they watch, like Daniel Tiger or Bluey or Arthur. Is thinking way too critically about the cultural, societal, ethical, or even physical makeup of these worlds just a way to find some enjoyment while they are on?
Come on. You know what Socrates says, Eli?
What does he say?
The unexamined life is not worth living.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I love that.
You got to watch Bluey critically.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know what the agenda is of Paw Patrol.
Right.
I know most parents, they might, jump on their phones while we're watching an episode of, I don't know, Bluey. I am all in. I'm like, what is this trying to teach us about God? What is this trying to teach? And Bluey, as I'm sure most know, often has fairly significant, I was in tears at the most recent episode.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So, parents, pay attention to what's going on in those shows, and you don't need to watch the boring ones. There's some good content out there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you have a favorite conspiracy or thought? One example that comes to mind for me is in Daniel Tiger when they'll go to a zoo and so there's some crazy ethics there. But do you have any?
Daniel Tiger. Do you guys have a lawyer on retainer?
Yeah,
if I say some things,
I'm sure we could find someone.
I don't know. PBS might come after us if I.
Brother Nelson, we got him on lock.
Okay, cool. Because if I reveal the truth,
Mm-hmm.
No. Daniel Tiger. This was a while ago. My kids have moved on to other shows.
Okay.
But it's sort of run, the whole town is run by essentially, what's his name? Prince Wednesday or whatever?
Yeah,
And-
maybe Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, one of the
Yeah.
days. And, his dad and his son run the town. And I noticed that they employ his older brother, right? He's the one with the castle, right? This is
Okay,
obviously a
yeah,
play
yeah.
on Mr. Rogers, right?
Okay,
Original
right, yeah.
puppets. So absolutely, if Daniel, whose dad works in a clock factory, wanted to move up the rungs of society, not a chance,
No
dude.
way.
This is you live in a monarchy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You are run by a king and
Mhm.
his son.
Yes. No.
So no, I don't know. Is that a just society, a monarchy?
Yeah, maybe not. And
What do
what
you-
is
I mean-
what is that saying to your kids? You know, are you walking through them at all, or are they just locked in on
Well, yeah, and
tigers?
the little kid, Prince Wednesday or whatever, they're always have to cater to his needs because his dad's the king.
Right. Yeah. Right. Of course.
I mean, I guess that happens.
Yeah. No, it happens.
In
All right. Well,
elementary
that's
school,
good to
but-
know. Do you have a favorite of the?
I mean, Work It Out Wombats right now is solid.
Is that on the rotation right now?
Yeah, I mean that's a favorite. Anything on the PBS Kids app,
Shout out PBS.
funded by people like you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
as
that's
they
good.
say. That's you. That's you.
All right. All right. Well, that's good. All right. Let's move on
Okay,
to
here we go.
the next sauce. This is the bomb.
This is the sauce.
So maybe this is the one where you want to use the biggest chip on.
I want to use the biggest chip for this to minimize the impact, but like Eli, you have to understand this is like a dream come true
To be able to.
to be able to even try this sauce that I've seen celebrities try on YouTube 1,000 times.
Well,
Like,
I'm honored to be here with you in that.
we got. Can we? Is there a? Can we like get a pic of me
Oh,
with
yeah,
the?
yeah, I got
can
you with the
get me
pic
with
right
the
here.
sauce.
Yeah, we did
know,
a little.
I got the bomb. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the
And the
Holy
Holy
Ghost,
Spirit.
here we go.
All right. Cheers.
I immediately am gonna go. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It hits immediately. All right.
Oh man.
And while it's hidden, I'm gonna just fire away.
Like, is God good? How do we know after that?
Well, let's talk a little bit about you've expressed a curiosity and shown great scholarship around apocalyptic literature.
Oh, that's my jam.
Are there any misconceptions around the topic or ways that you might think that it's used improperly?
All the time, like with this sauce.
Yeah, like this is.
This sauce is
Great. Wow.
it's like hard to talk.
Yeah, no.
Like this is a punch in the throat, not a toddler punch.
Not, and this is like the
This
Bruce
is a
Lee.
full-grown ogre just punched me in the
an
throat.
ogre, yeah.
So, apocalyptic literature, mistakenly, is associated with doomsday.
Yeah. And speaking of,
I feel like I'm breathing fire.
yeah,
Can I take a sip of milk?
please, I'll
Woo!
hey, I'm here with you the whole way.
I need Harry Underwood. I need Jesus to take the wheel right now.
Right now.
Yeah, so commonly it's associated with the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I try to tell students to avoid fear mongering.
Yes.
You know, we don't need to use the Bible to make people feel afraid.
Right.
We don't need to use the Bible to get people to believe whatever we want them to believe.
Yeah.
This is like really challenging.
Yeah, that's good. But hey, you're doing it. You're
Like
doing
apocalyptic literature at its core is about freedom from oppression.
Mm-hmm.
The birth of apocalyptic literature, it was forged during the overthrow or Antiochus Epiphanes in the 2nd century BCE was oppressing Jews and Judaism. And many think apocalyptic literature was birthed in that season to sort of say, hey, who's this guy to tell us what to do? God is for us, people from below. God is not for oppression.
it. Right.
God is not for tyranny. So
Amen.
when we use apocalyptic literature to oppress or to tyrannize, that's the opposite of how it's intended to be used. So you take the book of Revelation, which is about fire. Come on, Revelation
Yep,
20
yep.
should be printed on the side of
I
the
know,
bomb
yeah,
right here.
breathing fire like it's.
Woo! This is the lake of fire.
Yeah.
When Revelation is used to fearmonger, to scare, you can make a legitimate case that that's the opposite of its intended use, to bring hope to people experiencing suffering. So I need revelation right now. Hey, my mouth is uncomfortable. Why not make it more uncomfortable?
Right, exactly. And we're doing it. I'm here with you.
Hey, cheers. All right. Again, flavor, not my favorite. Immediately spicy. Wow, it's just as bad.
Yeah. This one is probably my least favorite, actually.
That's worse than the bomb.
Yeah, it's not good. The flavor is no bueno. Like, that one you would probably never buy. Unless to maybe
apologies
spite
to
your enemies.
Mono Loco.
Well, why we're here, why we're there, everybody that I asked,
My nose is running.
everybody that I asked said that you were a fan of chess and you're a chess
Oh,
player.
yeah, let's go.
Do you have a particular style of play? And do you think that style says anything about you and how you go about in your everyday life?
Queen's Gambit. Because my life motto is come at me, bro.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. I was gonna maybe ask about Queen's Gambit and what your thoughts were on it.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right. Well, let's. Yeah.
I do play as you talk about my playing style, I play the Queen's Gambit because I like an opening that has many different possibilities
Okay.
depending on what black plays. So, what I love about the Queen's Gambit, as I take a sip, is, it initially appears to be a trap of some kind, right? But there's just a lot of variety to how you might respond defensively, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. How does that apply to life? I don't know. Like to keep things interesting.
Okay. Yeah. I think I've seen that so far.
But when I go to a restaurant, Eli, I tend to order the same thing every time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that tells you about me.
I'm kind of there with you. I'm a Thai food guy,
All right, I could have guessed that.
and I go pad Thai every time. I've tried other things
To pad thai.
to pad Thai.
To chicken pad thai.
I've tried other things that just.
What's your spice level on that pad thai?
So okay, and here's where I get a little bit. If I'm going curry, I love curry too, and so every now and then I'll go for that. But usually I don't get as much food with curry, and so that's why I typically go for pad Thai.
Okay.
If I'm going curry, I get like max spice.
Oh, really?
But if I'm going pad Thai, I get no spice because I love the tangy.
Well,
Do you have a chess.com score?
man, it used to be, depends if it was blitz or standard or bullet.
Okay.
Bullet's really fast. Blitz is medium fast. It's hard to form sentences.
It is.
Standard is really long. I mean, that at 1600.
Okay, yes.
For our
That's
chess
great.
nerds, they know what that
Yeah.
means. My highest, maybe 1800. But that's in faster chess. Because faster chess is more forgiving. Do you play with a clock?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes just casually, just.
What's your
go.
chess.com score?
It is about 1500. So
What?
definitely not. I think to jump to 1800 to 1700, even 1600 is quite a bit better. And that was when I was like locked in. I played every day. But
Same, I haven't played it forever.
yeah, it's been a while for me. But all right, we're jumping in to the last dab, the last sauce.
You
So
don't know how grateful I am that this is almost over.
hey, yeah, we're almost there,
Like,
and you've made it
hurts
so
to
far.
smile. This one's called The Experience.
X because
Twitter. Hey,
cheers.
God help us all. What? The flavor's better,
Yeah, much better. Again, the hot ones, they do a good job.
but it's like it went right to my throat.
Oh yeah, did it just?
Yeah,
shoot
that was
back
more
there?
of a Bruce Lee kick to the throat.
Well, while we're here, while it's hitting, looking back at your time here at NU, what has been one of your favorite memories? Whether that's from a professor's point of view or back when you were a student, give us some insights.
One of my favorite things about being a student here, coming back full circle, is the relationships. Right, the people. Why do you go to college anymore when you can go online? You can get sort of non-terminal degrees online. It's the people, right? You get to make connections with peers.
Yeah.
Eli, you can fall in love.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Did you fall in love?
I did.
I fell in love
Yep.
with my now wife. At the time, I hit on her. I tried to connect with her. She turned me down, but hope was not lost.
Hey, I was right there with you. I got friend zoned at least 3 times before we made it happen.
The friend zone, like, I would rather drink the bomb than be put in the friend
Be
zone.
in that zone. Yeah, no.
'Cause you know
I'd
what?
rather do this 100 times. I'm right there with you.
But to get back to our question, the friend zone is worth it
yeah.
to be at NU.
Yep.
Like, can you get friend zoned with just an online degree?
No, not well.
No, you get friend zoned in the cab.
Yeah. Yes.
You get friend zoned in the dorms.
Yes.
You get friend zoned on the green.
Yep.
Right, come to NU to be friend zoned.
Yes. And then break out of it because it's
Yeah.
possible. We're living testimonies of that. Okay, well, Dr. J.P. O'Connor, it's been an honor, a pleasure. The last thing that we have for you to do, roll out the red carpet.
Yep.
That camera, this camera. Tell the people what you got going on in your life.
My tongue is on fire. Buy my new book coming out this fall with Baylor University Press. Sign up for Bible and theology classes. They will change your life. Let's get a medic in.
All right, let's go. Woo! Woo!